Yeah, hit the likes and subs. Oh, yeah, they're in full coat mode right now. That's right.
We have to do something special for you.
Full coat mode right now.
You're my only way to happiness. You're my everything.
Well, good to be here. God bless you all. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I am Provo. Welcome to my show. I wasn't going to do this, but I got woke up. I got woke up early by some ceiling birds, dude. Some chirps, dude. Oh, dude. If you don't know what ceiling birds are, dude, they're they're smoke detectors. And for some reason, at like, I don't know, what was it, like 5:30 or 5 a.m., dude? One of mine just started chirping. I don't know how. There's a common, I wouldn't call it racist, but it has nothing to do with the type of person a person is. It's just like, it could be culturally like a black thing, as far as I'm aware, but blacks, people of color, probably. We could probably push it out that far. But Chinese are people of color, and they aren't known for having ceiling birds go off. But black people are, and that's the common trope, that black people do not Well, there's a few theories behind it all. I really don't know all the theories, but black people essentially never change their batteries or press the button. I don't know what they don't do, but they don't fix that sound. I heard that sound at 5 a.m. I spent a half an hour trying to turn that damn thing off, dude. And I was successful at the end. I'll tell you that much. But, oh my God, I could go back to sleep. Ceiling birds, dude. Chirp, 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 chirp. But I got people chirping in my chat right now, dude. So lucky, so grateful to have people here today. We got Joe Mo. We got Jim Beamo. I hope that's the Jim Beam I know. You know what I mean? There's a Jim I know on YouTube. What a guy. He's a great guy. The best guy out there. We got Gayton. Home of the Whack Attack. That's right. We are Charlie Kirk, baby. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Are we not men? We got Joe Moore, dude. It's crazy. Great crowd. So I fixed that. But as I was fixing it, dude, I was having like all kinds of crazy thoughts. I was like, dude, how do black people sleep through this? How do they live through this? How does anybody deal with this shit? This is the worst. I can't believe this is happening to me. It's way too early to be dealing with this stuff, dude. And then, what other thoughts have I had, dude? I mean, I've had some thoughts. Looking back at my previous streams, dude, I was pretty upset. I'm not upset anymore, dude. I've leveled out. Okay. I've leveled out. I'm doing good now. But I was pretty upset. I was thinking about other people, and I was talking about other streamers, and I'm not upset anymore. Okay, I'm not talking about other streamers anymore, but there is one streamer I will briefly mention. I probably shouldn't. Never mind. Let's not do that. It's not a good idea to talk about other people, dude. It's just not. It's just not my thing either. But I broke that rule like a couple of weeks ago. I was upset. I'm upset. Yeah, I'm upset too. Shit, dude. What else really is there to talk about? In my life. Damn, this is hard. Ooh, I should have went on a fucking dog walk. What am I doing wasting my time on YouTube? What a fucking idiot I am. Holy shit. Come on, dude. What did I turn this thing on for? Oh no, this is a struggle session. Welcome to my personal struggle session of being not that interesting. Hold on, dude. Let me just sit with myself for 42 more minutes of this. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? Sometimes you're on a roll, dude. And sometimes you're not on a roll. Sometimes you're winning. Sometimes you're losing. I'm losing right now. There were, I'm sure, things I wanted to talk about. Ooh. Oh, well, I don't know, man. The thing I've been thinking about lately is just my own mortality for some fucked up reason. I've been thinking about, like, first of all, I can't believe people say this all the time, and I've said it before, but fuck, I'm gonna say it again, dude. What do you say? What's chat saying? What's this dog saying? I'm not upset, dude. I know I'm breathing a little, but I'm off this week, so it's all good. Hey, hell yeah, are we not, man? Enjoy your week off. I've been thinking about, I can't believe how fucking fast time moves. You know what I mean? I'm flat. Like, I think this is why people get into Jesus Christ and near death experiences and religion and everything. Like, because when you're young, that shit don't matter. That shit. Hey, when you're young, give me the ball and putting it in the hoop. When you're young, Hey, get out of my way. I'm getting cash today. Hey, when you're young, excuse me, old man, I'm playing ball here. When you're young, none of that. Dude, it don't matter. It's weird. Like now I'm old and I got kids. I'm like, fuck. My kid makes it to my age, I'm going to be 70 years old if I'm lucky? Fuck. Why didn't I have kids earlier? Shit. I gotta stop dying so fast. Fuck. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, dude, why is time moving so fast? And I've just been thinking about it, man. Like, but nothing goes slower. You know what I mean? Everything has an expiration date. It does, man. It does. And I've just been thinking about like how grateful I am to like have had the life I've had, and how, a lot of people look at the way the world is and currently and they're displeased. You know what I mean? And dude, I couldn't feel more fucking blessed. Just about everything. They're just about damn near everything. And I was thinking like, dude, more people should feel grateful, but this world, this media, this landscape we live in isn't designed for you to feel any amount of gratitude. It's not. You know what I mean? And people will say like, well, what if you're born without a penis or something? Like life sucks. It's hard. Why would you be grateful? Provo, excuse me, Provo. Do you know some people are born with disabilities, or life actually fucking sucks for people who get murdered? People are born into poverty. I don't give a shit about any of that. People should be grateful. Life is fun. Life is enjoyable. I was thinking I'd come back so far. And dude, imagine that. I know the risks and perils. I've seen basically, dude. I've seen almost every variable of life, from zero success to life is the worst, to you're in a wheelchair, can't talk, can't move, to you're on the movie screen, you're a millionaire, billionaire, gazillionaire, whatever, Leonardo DiCaprio. You're a cool guy. You're on a yacht, and so that's the spectrum of life, right? And I'm telling myself, like, look, dude, I'd probably come back. I'd roll the dice again, dude. I think life is fantastic. I think life is fantastic. I would do it again. You know what I mean? The only thing is, like, dude, I'd like to know who I was before. So, like, if I run, dude, imagine if people could really remember everything from the previous life. You'd have people coming up to me like, hey, yo, what's up, dude? I was your great-great-grandfather. Isn't that shit crazy? But now I'm Japanese. Ain't that so funny? If everyone could remember everything, or you were, man, there's so many cool ideas you could take this. But I just, in general, like, what if, your family line of history just your reincarnation cycle was limited to your ancestral line? That'd be cool too. It's like your kid's like 7 years old and you finally find out who they're reincarnated as. And maybe, dude, that's a cool storyline. That's a movie I might watch. Like at your 7-year-old birthday, you get like a download of information like, oh, hi Pop. Hi Dad. I was a woman in the previous life. I'm Aunt Gloria, but now I'm your son. You're like, wow, that's crazy. Are you a lesbian or are you straight? You know what I mean? Just have so many questions. You'd have so many questions. Do you believe in reincarnation? No, not really. I'm just saying it would be cool on some level in different ways and possibilities. But in other ways it would totally suck. You know what I mean? Because I like being a guy, and like I just said, if I was reincarnated as a woman, fuck, I'd be a lesbian. You know what I mean? If I gotta keep any modicum of who I was before, I'm sticking with pussy. Thank you. Not. That's just the way it is for me, dude. Other people, they might like switching it up, but no. Mm-mm. But no, and I'm not scared of dying per se, but I have been thinking about it. I think that's just what happens maybe when you have kids or a family or things of that nature. How'd that get so tangled? Um, mortality, and your parents are getting older. Like I was looking at like some aspects of life too. Like so, I know some people whose parents got Alzheimer's. As people get older, like shit sucks too. When you get older, fuck you really, dude. There's about 20 good years in life. Okay, and I'm saying like 20 good years as an adult. Everything else, kind of roll of the dice. You don't really. I'm saying from 20 to 40. And now I've been 20 and I've been almost to 40. And I'm saying probably the best. Because you're an adult, you got to do everything. You got, you're in the game. And then after 40 and before 20, no one really gives a shit about you. Except like before 20, the entire propaganda system is engineered for you. But I'm just saying in general, 20 is you got about 20 good years in you. And, I was thinking like if I made it to 70, fuck, dude, oh no, it just sounds so bad if I made it to 70. Like, luck. And it'd be as much time as I've already lived. I'm like, fuck, that went by quick. As much time as I've already lived. I turned 70 years old. Oh no. Dude, that's as much time as I've already lived. That went by so fast. Dude, 35 years went by so fucking fast, dude. And I feel it, and some things I look around sometimes and I see 20-year-olds and I'm like, fuck, I used to be 20. I see youth, and now I understand too. When I was young, I didn't understand how. I'm not jealous of youth. I'm not one of these people, but I do get adults who are. You know what I mean? There are some people who are jealous of youth. I think most of them are women because their attractiveness is attached to youthfulness. Like, fuck, dude, I'm handsome. Okay, I'm gonna be handsome as long as I don't get fat. Okay, and I take relatively good care of my hygiene and overall mental disposition. I'm going to be attractive. That's just how God gave me this skin suit. You know what I mean? But women look at other women and they'll look like a 50-year-old woman who used to be fairly attractive. Will look at like a 23-year-old woman who is attractive and be like, fuck that bitch. Don't like her. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But when I look at younger people now in their 20s, I'm like, damn, dude. Soon it'll be over for you. Enjoy it. Enjoy the 20s, man. And it's just like the 20s and your teens are just an interesting time of life where everything in the whole world is like, at least in America, is engineered for you. The financial system, right? They're willing to give you loans. Looking back, dude, I should have got fucking business loan. There's so much shit, dude. I want a second run. Let me do life again, but I want a rerun. I want to skip college, get out a fucking fat business loan, open up a franchise. You know what I mean? Open up a nice franchise somewhere. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking going to college. What an idiot. I should have got a business loan, taken out a franchise and a location and a suburb in a city that's being newly developed. Fuck. What an idiot I am. I'm over here like, raise my professor, 1776 was a tumultuous year for our founding fathers. It wasn't until 1789 till everything really came together, but then it fell apart again at 1860? American Civil War is 1850. I can't fucking remember which decade. Yeah, that's what I paid for. I paid for not remembering shit. and getting an A on a paper. I should have got a damn business loan. I want a second run as a Crusader. Yeah, maybe, dude. Not a bad idea. Oh, it goes by fast, but at the same time, thinking about it, 40 more years, dude. Oh, dude, 40 more years. I can't. I want it. If God said 60, sign me up, please, dude. I'm loving life. I want to see. And I think the reason I've been thinking about death. It started when dude. Some people hit your life differently when they enter it. This guy's named Sam Neill. The guy from is it Sam? If I can't remember it didn't hit my life different at all now, did it? No, it is Sam Neill. That's how this dude did impact my life. He died. I remembered his name. Do you know how many people die every day and I'll never remember your name? But this guy, Sam Neill, died. Ooh. If you don't know who Sam Neill is, this guy was, and I was thinking, like, who is this guy to me? He's like a father figure. This guy has saved me multiple times when I was a kid. Sam Neill's what's it, Mr. Alan, Dr. Alan Grant. Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. Oh my God. This guy said, dude, I was the kids in the seatbelt, like, we're in the tree, we're stuck, we're falling. Dr. Alan Grant, dude. Oh my God, I love this guy. Oh, I thought he was a great dude. He's like a father figure to me, like a 90s father figure. I looked at Dr. Alan Grant. I'm like, dude, he's the best. He's the best. I don't even know what other movie he was in for me to like him so much. But the 90s really impacted me. Jurassic Park really impacted me. And I had it on VHS and I watched it religiously at one point in my life because I loved dinosaurs as a kid. And when, once I was desensitized to it, my parents didn't care. They're like, go ahead. You want to watch Jaws now? Like, no, I'm good. I had nightmares about Jaws. I've talked about this before. I watched, I don't even know how old I was, but I watched Jaws and I couldn't get in dude, I was scared of baths, okay? So way too young. I was still taking a damn bath, dude. What the fuck? I think that's how my parents got me to stop taking baths. They're like, dude, you need to take showers. I'm like, no, I still like baths. They're like, okay, let's go watch Jaws. I watch Jaws and like, no, I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm scared. I'm in the bath. The shark's gonna get me. Oh. What's up, Jim Bimo? What were your favorite kids shows growing up? Dude, well, I went to a daycare, okay? So like as a young kid, up until 5th grade, which is about 10 years old, every morning I'd wake up, I watched the History Channel before my ass got taken to daycare. So my favorite show growing up was actually the History Channel. And then when I got to daycare, my daycare provider wasn't a TV person, but for those early minutes before school, you were allowed to watch PBS. So I was, big on Arthur, big on Zoom. So there was like a couple, like PBS shows. And then when, once I got cable and was done with daycare, dude, I was like a Disney. I went like Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, Disney. And then by the time I got to 14, 15, I was watching MTV, and that's when it wasn't good, dude. That's when I was being programmed to binge drink, dude. Fuck MTV for getting me so young with their programming. I still couldn't believe I was watching that shit, like these young 20-somethings. And there was a time in my life where I was like, dude, I want to be on Real World. I didn't even know what the fuck they were doing, but I know it was cool. And like basically, they get drunk and make an idiot of themselves. And I was like, dude, and Road Rules. I wanted to be on Road Rules, dude. I'm like, I can do this. I could be on Road Rules, baby. So I watched that when I was in my teens. And I remember when I was like, I started watching Disney Channel, and I was basically the only kid at the house. So after school, I'd come on, turn on Disney Channel, and I'm like, dude, I'm too old for this shit. Let me watch Road Rules. Let me see these young adults binge drink, get drunk. And then I remember Jersey Shore. And now people say what you want about Jersey Shore. First season, that's reality TV. Second season and everything after, not reality TV, purely scripted. But their first, Jersey Shore, terrible show. All about binge drinking, dude, and selling Plan B birth control. I remember. First of all, MTV's a demonic channel. But when I was young though, MTV did have music videos, and I would watch music videos on TV. I loved watching music videos on TV, dude. I loved music videos. You looking back, it's like, dude, my parents were pretty lackadaisical as far as like what they cared about my intake of propaganda was. But I was talking about death. Okay, I was talking about Sam Neill. I was thinking, this guy, he lived in New Zealand. Okay, Sam Neill, Dr. Alan Grant, that guy, Dr. Alan Grant, that guy, Sam Neill. What's up, slow boy, wild boy? Good to see you. Well, we got Metal Stavos. I drove a buddy down to LA once to audition for Real World. Lucky, dude. Looking back, I'm so grateful I didn't get on it. But I could have catapulted my career into obscurity. So, Dr. Alan Grant, I was thinking about Sam Neill, and I was reading a little bit about his passing. He was, 74 years old? And my dad's older than him. And so when people start dying, you're like, damn, dude, that guy's dead. No way. How old was he? It's weird. Like, they don't say. It was Sir Sam Neill, dude. Damn. Dude, he was such a good actor, okay? Nigel. When your name's Nigel, you're a real ass dude. I'll tell you that, dude. Nigel. He was diagnosed with stage 3 angioimmunoblastic T-cell lymphoma. Dude got cancer. Dude got blood cancer in 2022. Weird, huh? Suspicious. So, but anyways, the guy died, and I was reading about what some of the things he said, and he was like, it sucks when you get old and you're gonna die. I planted some of these trees, and I'd really like to watch them mature. I was like, oh shit, that hit me hard, dude. Because I planted some trees last year and I'm watching them mature. You know what I mean? I'm watching some of these plants I planted last year mature. And you know what? I still want to watch them grow. I was thinking about that as my kid. This guy's talking about, and he's also said, what Sam Neill said, he said, I got grandchildren and I want to see things grow. I'm like, yes, that is what it's about, baby. I want to see some trees mature. I want to see grandchildren. I want to see my children grow. I want to see all of that, dude. And it hurt my heart that Sam Neill died. Dude, he didn't get to watch his fucking trees mature. Cut down by the age of 74, 78 actually. He died at 78. What's up, Tranquil Vortex? And to die at 78 years old sucks, dude. And especially when you're so rich. Sam Neill, when you got enough money to do whatever you want and you still get killed by something, that's the worst. You know what I mean? Where not even money can save you. That's got to be horrifying. Yeah, imagine having a bank account deeper than the philosophical thoughts of a new age hippie in a yoga class, which is pretty deep. So imagine having all that money and not being able to save yourself. Oh, that's the worst. And then, I was thinking about that. And something else I thought about too. Alzheimer's. There's so many ways. This is why I'm saying I appreciate life, dude. I'm fucking grateful, okay? Because, first of all, you could get life cut down short pretty quick. You could die, you can die when you're young. And it sucks dying when you're young. I had a friend die in his, when did he? He probably died in his late 20s, maybe early 30s. And I went to his funeral, and it was at a church. And I haven't been to many funerals, thankfully, but this funeral was packed. I thought about that. I was like, holy shit. I had to sit. So it was at LDS church, and if you've ever been to an LDS church, they have wooden pews, right? And the wooden pews go about halfway, and then a basketball court typically starts. And so they'll not. I mean, every church is designed differently, but generally the layout of a LDS church is they got the pews, then they have like this false wall they can bring out to divide the pews and the basketball court. And then if there's more than enough people, they open up the basketball court and they bring out the metal chairs. Metal chairs are for people who are late. They're very uncomfortable. That's what incentivizes you to get there on time. But anyways, I got to the funeral, I guess a little late because I was sitting in the very back in the metal chairs on the hardwood floor. And, looking up and, seeing how many people came to see, the thoughts people would share about my friend after he died. And everyone there was young. And the person presiding over the funeral was like, wow, this is the one of the most full funerals I've ever seen. This young man must have really impacted a lot of people. It's like, yeah, he did. He was also just young, and a lot of people are still alive. You know what I mean? When you die and you're older, it's basically friends and family and those who survived to know that you died somehow, which is interesting, right? So, like, if you die young, you should have a big funeral. If you die old, it's probably just friends and family, basically. I want to outlive everybody. Basically, when I die, I just want my friends and, hopefully, no offense to my friends, I hope you're all dead and I go to your funeral. Sorry, buds. Sorry. That sounds rude, doesn't it? But I don't want any of my friends to come to mine. Fuck off. Okay. Not going to happen. I'm winning the longevity contest. My next door neighbor that my hubby and son have been caring for died suddenly 2 days ago. Wow. We were so sad. He was in his 80s and was a good dude. Damn. That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. Whew. Rest in peace, veteran Wayne. Yeah, death is interesting. But I was thinking about Alzheimer's, and I heard a study about Alzheimer's where this lady had, she pretty severe Alzheimer's. She couldn't even tie shoes or whatever. Like she was cooked. And so they said the people doing the study were like, you know what? What if we give her mushrooms every day for 6 weeks? And the lady had a miraculous turnaround. She took psilocybin mushrooms, and for 6 weeks, this lady was like tying her shoes, taking care of herself, blah, 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 blah. And then they just stopped the study. Imagine that, dude. You're starting to fucking remember who you are. Oh shit, I can tie my shoes. Oh, I can take care of myself. And then week 6 comes along and they're like, you know what? Hey, Nana. That was just some study this doctor guy was doing. You don't remember me? Ah, damn it. You did yesterday, but that was your last dose of psilocybin. And they just stopped giving it to her. I just thought that was crazy. It was like, oh, so they found out it had worked and it was doing great. And they're like, you know what? That's enough. Just let her go now. Let her go. Drift off into death. But, it's just weird how there are some things in this world that, they do know that psilocybin mushrooms can help with Alzheimer's, can help with dementia, can help with neuroplasticity, da-da-da-da. And our government and the people in our world are like, you know what, let's keep that. It'd probably be best if we just keep that schedule. What is it? I don't know what schedule it is, but let's keep it illegal and let's not give it to anybody who might need. There's no medical benefits. But so, and I was thinking, you know what I might do, dude? I might start making these little videos, and then I was thinking it'd be cool to publish one in like 40 years. I don't know if YouTube will still be around, but I was thinking of making like a couple of these little monologue rants and then click publish in 40 years. Like, imagine that, dude. I got grandkids and somehow they got a YouTube and then they search me and they're like, oh shit, Grandpa just posted a video yesterday. It's of me saying some of the craziest shit. Like, holy shit, Grandpa was a racist. Look at this. Can you believe what Grandpa said about immigrants? It is what it is. It's too early to type. Well, good morning, buddy boo. If I counted aunts, uncles, and friends, it's much more than that. Oh no. I've had 13 members of my immediate family pass on in the past 10 years. Whoa. Damn, 44. I mean, no offense, little boy whiteboard. You're not making me excited to get older. Luckily, I don't have that big of a family. You know what I mean? Luckily, I don't have that big of a family to where, if people died, I probably wouldn't even know. Just to put it truthfully. But, that's just speaking from my side of the family. I got enough people on my other side of the family. Dude, that's the crazy thing about getting married. When you marry somebody and you marry their family, that's, Romeo and Juliet never made sense till I got older. I'm like, oh yeah, that made sense, dude. They're like, yeah, you can't marry that family. What are you, retarded? Dude, you can't tell kids what to do, but, you really don't just marry your spouse, you marry their family. And, hopefully you get along with them. Some people don't, and you can't help it. That's why you think about arranged marriages, bad idea, but on some level it makes sense because, at least if it's arranged, both families are already like, yeah, we're cool. We're cool. Some families, there's some families you don't want to marry into. That's for sure. And there's other families you're like, damn, I missed the lottery. Because I was hearing about, I went to a little barbecue. And I was listening to some people my age vent about how money's tight. And I agree, money's tight these days, okay? Money's tight. I forgot where I went, but I paid and I was like, no way. That's expensive. That's crazy. But money's tight. And I was listening to some of my fellow cohorts, my peers. They were saying it's just life is so expensive right now. The only way I see people going on vacation is if they married a rich family. I thought about that for a second. I'm not on Instagram, or I don't keep track of the people I grew up with lives. So I'm not like, oh, what's so-and-so doing? Are they in the Bahamas? I could give a fuck, okay? But other people I've grown up with are still keeping tabs and posting vacation photos and all that shit. And they were like, oh yeah, talking about, oh yeah, so-and-so, their family's loaded. They went to Disneyland and they had their own tour. You know how expensive that is? I just was fucking sitting there lucky. But they were all commiserating how nobody in the group really married anybody who has a rich family. I was like, that's kind of, keep the shade to a minimum. But if I heard my spouse or I was just like, what? Are these people really openly bitching about marrying poor family? Your spouse is over there. I know who your spouse is. Everyone's hearing this conversation. Why are we just bitching about the families we married right now and how the economy's poor? Economy's not good, and the only way people are going on vacation is if they married a rich family. I couldn't disagree with them. I think there's some truth to that. And I haven't gone on Instagram to verify, but I think it might be true. The only people going on vacations these days are people who have parents with expendable income. Which is, I guess if you really can't afford a vacation these days, that's something. People who announce on social media that they're gone from home are asking to be robbed in this crazy world. They are. I bet TB wakes up at 2 p.m. every day. You might. Are little teachers mushrooms? Never heard them called that. Oh, who said little teachers? Oh, yeah. They do keep seizures away. Microdosing little teachers. Oh, you could be talking about a specific type of mushrooms, the golden teacher. The golden teacher. I remember the first few times I did mushrooms and people were like, Dad, when you don't know shit about mushrooms. And you hear other people talk about them too and they're like, dude, they're demonic. Okay. Mushrooms are demonic. I'm like, no, they're not. You just have some demons in you. That's what's the demons aren't the mushroom. Trust me, brother. The demons are what's inside your head. And you need a damn exorcism. Okay. But like I was in my 20s and I remember like meeting like I mean I've shared some of these stories, but meeting like what do they call them? A shroom head. They're like, dude, I got golden teachers, man. This shit is, and if you want a nice spiritual journey, take these. But if you want to fucking blast off, dude, I got penis envy. I'm like, whoa, penis envy? What the fuck? Albino penis envy, man. This shit will knock your socks off. It's not for the faint of heart, dude. Probably you want the golden teachers. I'm like, oh, shit, you're right. Give me both. Yeah, mushrooms do help with seizures, though. They probably help with a lot of things. And our government's like, nah, keep it illegal. Seizures. I'm glad they help with you, Nana. I'm glad they're working. Me and my friend years ago in the early 90s would jump over the fence and run into a cow pasture in Humpka, Florida and try to find mushrooms and cow poop. Dang. I used to think that was a myth, by the way. I used to think mushrooms growing in cow poop, I used to think they were a myth. I remember all the rumors. I remember another rumor about mushrooms was like, dude, you know how it gets you high? It makes your brain bleed. Like, really? I believe that. Like, I'll never do mushrooms, dude. It makes your brain bleed. Oh, that's terrifying. And I remember, people are like, oh, the reason I remember being in high school and college, like, people are like, yo, you know why mushrooms smell so bad? And I never knew the smells, or you know why they taste so bad? It's because they're from cow shit. And then, I mean, the mushrooms I probably ate when I was young, probably not from cow shit, to be honest. Probably grown in a sterilized environment. Damn. It would be, this world would be, I was talking about death earlier. And there's some other studies too about people who died, or like who were terminally ill and they took mushrooms and then they were like cool with dying. They're like, I'm good. Don't worry about me, guys. I'm fine. Death's a beginning, not an ending. I'm like, dude, mushrooms are crazy with their potential. Because if I had like some terminal illness, I'm depressed. I was thinking about like if I got a terminal illness, I'm so depressed. That's why I was saying, dude, I feel grateful. In my life, dude, so many things have gone right, gone fortunate for me. We found some and it worked. Thanks for the help of this book we checked out of our library in middle school. Psychedelics are terrible, though. I think it's a portal to hell in your mind. You do? You think so? You think the psychedelics are demonic, buddy boo? I don't. I don't think that one bit. And it's weird when like people say that stuff, and I'm like, well, how many times have you done them? And how did you do them? What did you do them for? Like, psychedelics is like, I'm talking about mushrooms explicitly. Do I think DMT is a portal to the demonic realm? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think ayahuasca is a portal to the demonic realm where you could become possessed and your life totally fucking ruined because of some interdimensional demon? Absolutely, I think ayahuasca could be that. Do I think the same thing about mushrooms? No, most certainly not. DMT, ayahuasca, mushrooms, and here's acid. Can acid open up a portal to a demonic realm and fuck over your life? Absolutely. But mushrooms, no. Don't believe it. And the reason why is just personal experience. I've done them way too much. You know what I mean? And I've done them for certain things, certain reasons. I've done them recreationally. I've done them intentionally. Okay? I thought mushrooms in the wild grew around trees. Why would cows be pooping there? They're not dogs. What? I guess mushrooms will make you dumb enough to like the Grateful Dead. You know what's crazy about that, buddy boo? They don't make you dumb, dude. You really gotta, I mean, people whose opinions on mushrooms aren't founded from personal experience, I tend to discount heavily. But the weird thing is, my parents were deadheads. And they liked the Rolling Stones. My parents were fucking hippies. But they'd play Grateful Dead for me when I was young occasionally, and I always hated that shit. I was like, Grateful Dead fucking sucks. I even bought a CD one time in my teens. I might have been like 17, 18. Well, let me try this out. My parents say it's cool. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I smoke pot. I'm in high school. I'm a cool dude now. Maybe I like the Grateful Dead. I put the CD in. I played the Grateful Dead, and I could not listen to it. Could not listen to it at all. At all. Could not listen to the Grateful Dead. I was like, this shit sucks. I took shrooms one time. What the fuck are you doing, dog? Jesus Christ. Scaring the shit out of me. Why are you laying like that? It's not a blanket. I took them one time. Fucking love the Grateful Dead. I was listening to Grateful Dead on mushrooms like, dude, this is so good. No wonder my parents like it. And then after that, dude, I always liked, and Grateful Dead's like a periodical thing. Grateful Dead to me still only sounds good in certain situations. But like the idea, I've been to a Grateful Dead concert, by the way. When I was a wee little lad. There's photos of me at a Grateful Dead concert on my parents' shoulder with like what do they call them? Autistic headphones on. That's probably why I don't remember it. Australia allows psilocybin and MDMA to be used in psychiatric therapy under supervision. I think the U.S. just introduced this too. Trump and Joe Rogan thing. They might have, yeah. I remember we were all tripping at this guy's house and we were looking for this dude that was missing for an hour and we found him in the bathroom smearing his poop all over the wall. Damn, that's crazy. I got a shroom experience like that too. I was at a cabin with some friends and one of my friends disappeared and we looked everywhere for him. And we found him in the bathroom with the lights turned off, with the door closed, crying in a corner. No. So like I think absolutely when I look at psychedelics, most of it terrible, most of it awful, most of it will ruin your fucking life if done incorrectly, not in the right setting. But on the flip side of it, absolutely potentially therapeutical. And what I mean by that is like I've seen, and this is when people are like, oh, bad trips are bullshit. For the most part, bad trips are for people who don't even know the first thing about honesty, not with other people, but with themselves. Some people are not honest with themselves. And those people deserve a bad trip, by the way. Those people absolutely deserve a bad trip. Because people who aren't honest with themselves, right? They lie to themselves and they ignore other people who tell them the truth. And when they take mushrooms, they have a bad trip. And their bad trip could be most of the time. And I've had things close to bad trips, but you know what I mean? A bad trip is where you just become fucking honest with yourself. Like, I'm a piece of shit. Oh, I'm a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm an asshole. Oh, I need to be better. Stuff like that. And that's the truth. And the bad trips I've seen from my friends, I mean, one of them was like, one of my friends had a bad trip because both of his parents died. And he was surrounded by a bunch of people with parents and he was having a bad time. So yeah, of course, that's a bad trip. But he had to process that shit. And I don't know how else I think he lied to himself every single day or something. He was doing something every single day where he wasn't addressing the fact that he was in an environment where he was surrounded by his peers. And there was a difference between him and his peers. And the difference was they had parents and he didn't. And he never addressed it. And then he took mushrooms, and then he addressed it, and then he had a breakdown about it. But he was cool after. And it was good for me. Because I was tripping balls too, dude. I was tripping balls. I'm like, damn, dude, you really are sad about not having parents. And I'm really grateful over here because I got parents, because I could see how bad it fucking sucks to not have parents, because you seem really distraught. You seem like you're having a really bad time, dude. Oh, no. And then someone's like, get out of here, Provo. You're making it worse. Like, okay, I'm leaving. But yeah, psychedelics. Absolutely. I think psychedelics are for the most part, probably not good. But at the other end, I was thinking about psychedelics and the New World Order, and how like hippies and the global elite are basically the same people. God, this fucking dog. I was thinking about how the hippies and the global elite are basically the same people. They have the same exact views, like open borders, man. Love is love, dude. But and what else? The New World Order. We're all one world, man. Hippies and the elite have the same viewpoint. And how did they get there? Because the elites have been doing this shit for a while, and a hippie arrives at their conclusion after one acid trip. You know what I mean? After one acid trip, a hippie becomes a New World Order globalist shill. That's where and I think sometimes maybe the elites are right. Maybe the elites maybe they're wrong. Maybe they've been hijacked by demonic spirits, and this New World Order agenda is Satan's plan. And, these are bad people. Hippies and the New World elite it's weird too, because like you get that whole hippie movement. And I looking back, it was like people typecast the hippies as like anti-government. They were anti-America, pro-New World Order government. Hippies were actually for the United Nations. Hippies were actually for dissolving borders, decriminalizing a bunch of things that should be criminalized. Hippies were fucking idiots, okay? And it was the CIA and the New World Order government who was engineering these fucking boomer tards to be what they were. Which is the same viewpoint, dude. I don't see much difference between like a Rothschild and a hippie at the Woodstock. Same person, same viewpoint. One's wearing a suit, one's wearing no clothes. The hippies ended up being people that would run the World Health Organization. It's crazy. It is right. True, hippies and elites are the same. Hippies were boomers and boomers are the elites. That's also true. They used to tell the hippies to never trust anyone over 30. I think that's still somewhat solid advice, but not any. Maybe not. I think you can only trust people over 30 now. And people over 30, below 60. Over 30, below 60. Being naturally stoned always worked for me. I haven't been stoned in a while. In a while, man. I'm a sober gopher, dude. First of all, I think because I'm trying to live a long time. My viewpoint on drugs is, I think drugs are interesting, right? And you get into like alcohol and like why alcohol was banned. And really alcohol in America wasn't banned because alcohol is alcohol. It was banned because of ethanol and the big oil and all this other shit. And, and it is crazy like how in America you could drink yourself dead, but you smoke a joint, straight to jail. Our fucking, there's just some parts of our system that are so fucked up, dude. You can't do anything about. And, and things are, it's weird. Like when I people in chat, like, mushrooms are demonic, mushrooms are this, mushrooms are that. Weed is this, weed is that. Alcohol is this, alcohol is that. Because people, everyone wants to tell you what things are, but you really don't know until you experience it yourself. But I think some things you could say unequivocally are true, like alcohol is bad for your health. You probably don't need to drink it. Marijuana, it can help with creativity, maybe, but honestly, I think you probably only need to try it once or twice and you figure it out. Psychedelics, probably best for a controlled setting. Don't do it as a party drug. It's just people talk about freedom, but in America, like your freedom is limited to like what they allow you to do. And like you watch, I haven't watched cable television in a while, but I had recently. I was in Las Vegas, and my parents had cable television. There was these commercials on, and one of them was like a medical commercial, and the list of adverse reactions was so long. And I've said this before, but it's still on my mind because of this damn commercial. It's like one of the adverse reactions, death. What's up, Brutal Enough? What's up, Sam? Hi, and everybody else. And, adverse reactions, I was just thinking about it. And, they have all these medicines, all these possible medicines. And, like, then they advertise these medicines and they're like, could die, adverse reaction. You could develop kidney stones. You could develop this. You could develop this. You could lose your hair. You could become depressed. You could have low blood pressure. You could become anemic. And the list goes on of like possible adverse effects, right? But there's never like, they have this new medicine. Let's just make up a new medicine. They make up a new medicine. They have no no list of positive not adverse reactions, but positive reactions that are unexpected. Like that, why isn't there a medicine that's like, oh, this medicine is for your cold and flu symptoms, but if you take it when you're young, it could impact your growing, and you could grow 2 to 3 inches taller. Oh, this medicine for cold and flu, side positive net effect, your metabolism goes up, you eat less. And your craving is only for healthy food. Side net positive for this medicine. Oh, you take this medicine and your body odor is eliminated. Side net positive. Oh, you take but my point is, how come there's they haven't found a medicine where there's like unexpected positive benefits that are equivalent to turning you into a somewhat fucking superhero? Like in all these superhero movies, it's like, oh, you got radiation poisoning? You're the Hulk. Oh, you got bit by a spider? You can climb walls and you're super strong. Oh, you touch some mythical rock? You're in tune with the gods. I don't know. But, and the thing is, because good things in life take time. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut to good health. They want to tell you there is, though, right? There is no shortcut to a good diet, quality sleep, exercise. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut to good health in life. But or to anything good in life, by the way, no shortcut. But in our health field, I might have to retract that statement. There are some shortcuts in life. There are some shortcuts. But in the medical field explicitly, that's one area. I just reached an hour. So after this, I'll wrap it up. What time is it? Ooh, 7:00. Perfect. In the medical field is one field where they'll tell you there's a shortcut. Oh, you don't want to get sick? Got something for you. The entire financial system is based on shortcuts. That's also true. Yes, as I said, there are shortcuts. Okay, guys, there's a few of them out there. But how many of them are truly shortcuts? They'll say, take this medicine. It's a shortcut to good health. But in reality, is it really a shortcut if the list of adverse reactions is longer than a career criminal's rap sheet? You tell me. Good to see you, Ben. Been missing your monologues lately. They're quality. In all of human history, not one person has hard worked themselves into wealth. Has hard worked themselves into wealth. Well, I think there might be one person. If I sat down, me and you could probably think of one. But it wouldn't be many. Because most of it's a lie. You know, you think about Elon Musk. They're like, Elon Musk built his wealth up from starting businesses. And like, no, his dad had a fucking emerald farm or mine. Did I call it an emerald farm? Emerald mine. If I came from a line of emerald miners, fuck, you think I'd be streaming? Fuck no. I'll be super successful. Stubborn adherence to an ideology inhibits the free exercise of thought. True. Are you on your Ozempic journey? Yeah, that's another one. Ozempic. And like the more they find out about these things, they're like, unexpected negative adverse reaction. Like Ozempic face, Ozempic butt, whatever, Ozempic adverse reactions. But you know, I want some positive reaction. I want a list of like increased eyes. If you take our drug, you'll have increased. Your 20/20 vision will be sharper than ever. If you take our medicine for hair loss, your hearing will improve. If you take our medicine for gout, your skin will become soft and supple. Your muscle mass will increase, and your tendon and ligaments will become more lubricated. I don't know. Ozempic cancer. Ozempic cancer? Yeah, maybe. But there are no shortcuts, I think, in health. I just don't believe you could take a shortcut with your health. I think good health comes from long-term decisions, making the right choices when it comes to diet, exercising, and also mental health, having the right thoughts, right? There's no shortcut to thinking correctly. You don't just get to wake up one day and think correctly. Changing the way you think takes a long time. Now, there are little helpers. There are little teachers out there, right, Nana, who can help you with your thinking. But done incorrectly, you could fuck up your thinking too. I think becoming a good person is hard. I don't think people are born good. I think people got to work hard to be a good person. And being an asshole, somewhat easy. Once you're proficient at it. Dude, I can't believe it. Dude, when I first started the stream, I was like, holy shit, dude, I can't talk. But you all made it possible. We had Buddy Boo, Benton, Jaw, 668, Sam High, Static Age Show. God bless you. We got Brutal Enough. We had a great crowd here today. We had Society doesn't help with thinking positive. No, it doesn't. We had Nana, Slow Boy, What More, Jim Beamo, Are We Not Men, Joe Moore. We had a great crowd today, dude. So grateful, so thankful that everybody spent some time with me today. Really means a lot. I hope you all have a great weekend. And a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time. Is there anything else I want to say? No, there isn't. Bye-bye.
Check me out, y'all.